I'm so happy right
I know. All smiles.
I am all smiles right now.
Proceed.
Those just tuning in. Final score from Imperial Agents versus Votann. 95-55.
Mm-hmm.
You start us off. Because how much you dislike the Imperial Agents. Start us off.
My mind has not changed. They are going to win games sometimes. You're also a very good player. You did play it very well.
Thank you. Yeah, that was, dude. I'm ready for bed. That one broke my brain.
Yeah, no. And I saw someone who played them. Played Imperial Agents at a major. They went 4-3, so they had a winning record in a big tournament. So I mean, they are an army. They have a codex, so people will win games with them. It helps when you are playing Deathwatch and you're playing against Xenos because full rerolls to hit. Those Thunder Hammers hitting on 4s and you're only rerolling 1s against any other army, that's the efficiency is not there and you can whiff real hard. So
a little bit.
That's definitely a plus. But there are things that obviously worked and you made the right decisions at the right time to score things. I did not play very well. Even if you would win, that would be fine. But I did not play primary very well. For some reason, Votann is just not. Brain shuts off when I go to Votann.
No, my primary game was strong. My primary game was really strong. My back play corner off that 1 CP strat to be able to bring units in like that was critical. That was the moment that was able to go and mine and take that away and just hold it from there and score a bunch of points off that.
I knew I was abandoning my deployments on objective. I thought I'd be able to take it back a little easier than I did. And I wasn't able to at any point. So definitely. So I always forget Votann hitting on 4s if there's no judgment tokens. After playing Custodes and Space Marines so much, I'm like, yeah, we're hitting on 2s and 3s, right? Nope, no, we are not. Especially when something gets bracket or a vehicle's tied up in combat and shooting out of that, hitting on 5s is rough. So it definitely made a big difference here today.
Bikes were very strong, I think, in this matchup. It was very tough for me to just hurt them. High toughness, a lot of shots, range. They were definitely very, very vicious. The Subductors, got it right, didn't really do much in this game. They're gonna zone out chargers and stop chargers from hitting things and getting further than I want them to, which is something you didn't really have. Yeah. So they were just kind of fodder to wander up on an objective. It was great that they're played by Necron Warriors today, but that was them.
For 85 points, they live a lot longer than they should.
Right.
It took me a long time to pick off this. I picked off the one squad first turn, but I went at it. But it's still, the other squad just tied things up for a long time. So they're not going to save the day, but they're going to be a problem for people trying to chew through.
Yeah. And being able to make an objective +1 OC and 5 up, that was big this game. You use that over on the right side with Draxus and her company to keep everything going. Draxus still a monster, and then late game being able to make it so you can't shoot her within 18 and then start terraforming that objective. That was lovely. The play got you scared over there was able to. Unfortunately, my Eversor got blown up. Took out both Hecatons. Both Hecatons went down in this list. Very happy about that. The Deathwatch did decent. They run into the issue that although they hit really well onto the Xenos, they still suffer with there's no real way with a wounding, re-rolling wounds or anything like that. So they kind of get slowed down there. And in one sense, like, oh, well, you can't
you put them into Hecatons, which are T12. So all those Thunderhammers are still wounding on 5. You don't have any way around that. If I was on an objective, you could have done the Lance strat, but I didn't put them on objectives.
Agreed. But the one thing is that it's still that factor of there's not really a lot else that I could do to hit the Hecatons, except that was it, and try and chip them away. The one Armiger getting the flat 9 damage was lucky, but I think there was some other stuff that I had unlucky that it kind of balanced out. It was like, okay, I'm going to hit this random offset shot, but I just rolled 6 dice into a grenade strat and rolled 0 damage.
Yeah.
So there was that. I was going to lose this objective over here anyways once the hard card came in. My army, especially how late you brought them in, any little resource or any little trick that I could do to weaken them was gone. The chance of being able to hit them with a strong Eversor and just do a lot of damage is gone. So that was the thing, definitely. All in all, anything that surprised you or impressed you out of the agents?
Oh, I mean, the damage output was above what I expected, even though it did take a while for everything to shoot through. But the only thing I had less was the Hearth Guard, really.
No, yeah, that 5-man squad.
Yeah.
They were there to the end of the game.
Yeah, so I had like 500 points left. So better damage output than what you did into the Custodes last week. So
Yeah, very much so.
yeah, like I say, you played it really well. Made the right plays at the right times. I
Didn't complete.
I don't feel like I put up a good enough fight for you. Again, not saying I should have won, but I feel I should have scored more than 55. But man, I guess you heard it here first, guys. Imperial Agents are just overpowered. So take this list and run with it.
You've gotten me a couple of times with some low scores on some stuff. This was one. I put a lot of work into this. The last game, I know there was a lot of criticism about the last game. That was the first time playing it. And I got to see what I didn't like, what did like, and all those things, and come back into it. One thing I'd say is I probably could play the Death Watch better. I need to, get them run reps with them to see when to do what and when to hit with what. But I think there was a lot of critical plays. Like when I locked the the hackathon in over here and had it locked into combat where it couldn't move out, and then because I surrounded it with everything, and then I charged the Death Watch. That meant that they couldn't get shot. So it took more time. Honestly, it didn't matter as much. They were gone anyways because they got charged. But it still took more time for you to deal with that stuff. And locking things up. Pulling a lane strat, run a Rhino up the middle and pop smoke because you're hitting me on 5s.
You're right.
Total lane move. Worked, was able to springboard the kill teams right where I needed them. And then taking that corner, seeing that moment for that objective and going, all right, I got to take this. And I mean, you cleared everything out of there with that bike squad. So those bikes were very vicious into everything that I have in this army. But, I wasn't really worried about what you were taking out. It was just try and get those points. Try and get those points and keep getting those points. And I had a lot stronger of a primary game than I even anticipated with this. And the secondary game was fine. I was able to move around the board and get everything. And then once I had this side, it turned into, any secondary I draw at this point, I can score some heavy hitters like the Sabotage. Even though I missed Sabotage off the Eversor, I was able to turn it around into a 6-pointer instead of the 3-pointer I was going to take. Draw 5 points for the game. Okay, I'll take that. I think I dropped 5 points. Did I max primary? Did I get
max primary? You just dropped 5 on secondaries, yeah.
Yeah. So I just dropped 5 on secondaries. I mean, that could have been, but 95 with agents on my second going. I'll take that 100 times over. That is, we're good there. So now there's only one last conversation to have. This is one that we'll have off camera about it. Do I take him in November to play at an RTT and be the guy that they just say, DJ, did you mess up? Did you submit your list properly? And go,
did you lose a bet? What's the deal here?
Yeah, before I'd even think about something like that, though, I would need to run into a couple of other things. Dark Eldar. Yeah, you gotta,
I'm practicing the things that are not Xenos, because that's a big deal with the
Yes, but Dark Eldar is still super, super fast.
Yeah. They,
Space Marines, yeah, I'd agree. Just like when Space Marine, Ultramarines. I know Blood Angels. I feel like that's where the Subductors are going to do better, is into Blood Angels and straight close combat. But yeah, I guess that's, and then with Custodes, that's still a matchup. That's still a tough matchup. I feel like this build would have done better into Custodes, though. I feel like I had more options, and the kill teams would be able to actually hurt you, especially with those hammers being able to pick up an entire Custode that doesn't have a feel no pain. So I think that would have been a positive. Being able to be more precise with it, probably bringing 2 kill teams onto 1 would be nice as well. But probably better matchup now. I'd say better matchup in the Custodes.
Yeah, Death Watch just slap a little bit harder. They give you other tools, especially being able to launch them out of Rhinos is a big deal. Yeah. I mean, you rolled a 5 on your advance, so you basically moved 14 out of a Rhino and then still were able to shoot and charge and everything. So that definitely gives them a huge threat range. Definitely did. I mean, got to, like you said, I got to center field and it was just go my children, find them. So that was nice. It was also nice to punch you in your face, or no, hit you in the face, your hackathon in the face with your own Death Watch hammers. Yeah, I don't like that. Those Death Watch hammers hurt. Lane likes to say when he's playing against my Necrons, he'll say, "Oh, you're filthy Xenos."
I tossed a couple filthy Xenos in there for him just to make it feel good. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with the results of this. I would have to play there, I'd have to play into a couple of their armies. Definitely played into some other things that could be a tough for me, like you said, non-Xenos, like Space Marines and that, Custodes. But this feels better.
Mm-hmm.
This feels a lot better, a lot more speed, damage output. Would like to see something that had a little more reliable damage output, some reroll wounds, something in there. And that's what I was saying with the kill team. It's like they can't have everything, but there is not really anywhere else. Like the Breachers reroll wounds, and that's really, really nice. That came in very handy for many units. That Melt-A-Gun, super useful when they're on objective. Units on objective. Draxus, super efficient for her too.
Yep.
So those are big things that really, and I think that's the second time that we've seen that with Draxus. That reroll the wound is huge, especially off of her devastating wound mechanic items. So, any final closing thoughts on this, Lane? I know you're mulling this over and thinking many, many times about Imperial Agents. Just did that. It just happened.
I mean, it's bound to happen at some point. Yeah. I mean, I played Death Watch, which was an underpowered army for so long that, it's going to happen. You're going to win a few games here. You're allowed to win one. You can celebrate one.
And that's why I would consider it for an RTT, not a GT, because I don't know if I'd want to do this for a whole week. And I'd be like, if this would be the army that I'd be like, okay, now I'm I'd go 3-0 day one and go, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then just get smacked day two with two back-to-back losses.
Bold statement there with 3-0 day one.
No, I'm saying it for oh my God.
Oh my God! Yeah, definitely. If I take Imperial Agents, I'm going to win 3 games in a row.
Let me rephrase this. Since apparently, I have to.
DJ wins one game with Imperial Agents.
I have to color this whole picture for it. Is that I would be taking a 2-day weekend to play with an army, and somehow I would go 3-0 day one, and I'd be all excited, like, look what I'm doing with Imperial Agents. Look what I'm about to do with Agents, and then I get shellacked day two and go, man, I wish I would have played something else. But hey, that's what it was for Grey Knights.
Yeah, it would be a bummer playing because, like I said, there were definitely times that I played armies that are underpowered, and it's a bummer when you have to play against things that the rules are just better. So.
Right, and it's like I would get 3 matchups. I'd be like, nice, these are 3 matchups that are totally in my favor, and the mission's in my favor. I win 3 matchups, and then just get slapped day two, absolutely slapped from like 3rd place all the way down. But I did it with Grey Knights though.
It's a little different than Imperial Agents.
That was a lot different. That was a lot different. So yeah, we'll discuss this. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I think that's going to be a wrap for tonight. All right, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.